Welcome to the A2C podcast. We're your unfiltered ticket to the world behind high achievers of every kind. No ads here, it's just pure value. So do me a favor and share this if you find some inspiration, motivation, or something else in between. Authentic, no constraints, no limits. Let's go. We're just going to talk. We're going to hang out. We're going to do our thing. And wherever they feel like it's a good point to cut us in, that's where they're going to cut us in. But like I say, the idea of a 3-hour slot is that we can just be organic. I'm not going to interview you. Not going to do all this shit. We're literally just going to talk. And if we pull 20 minutes out of 3 hours, cool. We pulled a 2.5-hour episode out of the last one I did. So you probably didn't get a chance to listen to it, but I think I sent you that link, right?
Yeah, you said it. I'm emceeing the event tomorrow here. So I've been like really, really busy today. Prepping so I don't fucking bomb it.
There's so many double entendres there.
Yeah.
Preppers so you don't bomb. What do you try not to bomb?
I mean, just in general, I've never done an event before. So 2 days, just
what event are you doing? I've been head down doing my own thing. So I'm going to be honest. I haven't been paying attention.
Flying Friday, the 2-day Flying Friday.
Oh yeah. Are you putting that on with them?
Yeah, I'm Danny this week.
Dude, you're going to kill it, Chris.
Oh no, I know. I'm not worried about it. I just been prepping. Here, look, I'm not even going to turn these on.
Just going to put them on for looks.
Yeah, man. Why not? For the gram. You know how to do this.
You look like you're about to go play Call of Duty.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Noise canceling like an MF. Dude, so you're emceeing the Apex Executives event. I was talking to Sasser earlier this week.
Trying to get you back in the fold, huh?
He's working his ass off, and bless his heart. Like, I don't fault him. I'm a motherfucker to have. But
catch, indeed.
I'm a catch. Yeah. They don't call me Big Mouth Bass for no reason.
Yeah.
They don't call me Perch Daddy for no reason.
Perch Daddy. Okay. Yeah.
With an IE. Just something hanging out in a cold Canadian lake. No, dude, a lot of things sound good. It sounds like, there's a little bit of turmoil there. You and I both know that for a minute, but it sounds like a lot of things are on the up and up. That's exciting. That's really exciting. I met some of my best friends in executives. Yourself.
Yeah, for sure. I got, so great. And I seem to be doing well now with kind of integrating in more. So that's something that is, it's, obviously it takes a little bit longer to do so with me, especially because believe it or not, quiet at times. So, but yeah, it's going really well.
Dude, so tell me about your prep for is this your first event you've emceed? I want to hear all about the prep process. Are you just like in a mirror with some pantyhose on, or what does Chris prepping actually look like? That's what I want to know.
I just tried to think, first of all, I wanted to sum up what the event was, like kind of put a theme on it. And then from there, I was able to come up with kind of like an intro almost where, this particular event, it's going to be around communication. And there's a couple people in here like, that do NLP. And so they're going to be doing a neuro-linguistic program.
Yeah, I know what NLP is, but they do NLP or they do NLP? Because there's some folks that I've met there that do NLP. And
so they're like actually certified to train and teach and stuff like that. I'm
not name dropping names, just
right.
You and I know who we're talking about.
I don't know too much about it. So, okay. And then there's a guy who's coming in that like reads faces and shit. It'll be fun. So had to learn about that. And, the other thing too about with the October one, that's when the spouses and the business partners and the important people are able to come in and tag along.
Wasn't that December last year or November?
It's always October because they don't do anything in November or December because of the holidays. So they do January, I believe. It's either January or February. And then October, it's kind of one of those where I was a little, not nervous because I know I'm going to do well, but a little nervous, right? And it was because this is not just a normal like Flying Friday, it's 2 days and you have other people that are coming in, they want to see. And that was kind of part of
got the spouses, dude, the critics. And they're not critics because they're awful. They're critics because
they just don't know. Yeah. And so that's part of like what I'm going to be talking about is, and again, it's only for a couple minutes, right? You got to introduce people or not, but in the beginning, look at it like a monologue almost, right? And, kind of the theme is, like, look, we come home from these fucking events, right? And we're all jazzed up, ready to run through a wall, right? And I'm like, let's go, rah, rah. I got these ideas and we're doing this cool shit and we're gonna make these changes and everything, da, 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 da. And you got to remember that, I mean, I know at least for me, before the people that were in the position of having to deal with that coming home, that don't have any context as to where you go from where you left, being flat, whatever you want to call it, or, however it is, to showing back up afterwards with goddamn fire under your ass. Right. And so this is going to put some context to it, which is kind of, it puts a little bit of pressure on me because, I gotta show them, I gotta give a good representation of what we do.
Right. But Chris, you got to understand, you're not responsible for the effective outcome of these people.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I know. But it's just, for me, it's just like, I want to put on I want to, help them to put on a good show,
Dude, I think, was it you I was talking to? This is when I still lived out in Vegas. And this had to have been like a year and a half ago. I was out on one of my late night walks or something.
That's sick.
I feel like I remember talking to you about this, but it was this exact topic that, like, in business, and not just business, I can imagine, obviously, I'm not an athlete. If I was, I'd be a freaking rollerblader. Let's be honest.
Sure, yeah.
Like straight up out of a Goofy movie, but
I see it.
Yeah, I got tricks. But there are so many relationship issues that people doing successful things, athletes, entrepreneurs, religious leaders even, because your thing starts to grow and you're growing along with it. You go to something like this, you come back so hyped, but your person doesn't meet you there and it pisses you off a little bit and they're pissed off. But I don't know if you remember this conversation, dude. I'm pretty sure it was you. But like, it's like, okay, well, how do you change that? Well, you set the expectation better from the beginning. Right. The expectation you could possibly set is that we have no damn idea what this is going to turn into.
Sure.
Because I didn't know that I wanted, or I didn't know that I was going to want the things that I want until I started wanting them. I didn't even know they were not just attainable, but I didn't even know they existed 6 months ago.
Right.
Like it evolves so quickly. Dude, relationships struggle to survive it, man.
No, you're absolutely right with that. I mean, and that's mine, my relationship felt that, and it was not necessarily a bad thing, but it's still, if you don't know, you don't know, and there's no really way to understand it other than to see it.
Well, and it's like, it's not a bad thing, but it's heartbreak, like you didn't marry her because you hated her. You were in love.
Right.
And all the things and lust. I know you horny little pervert. But
what are you gonna do?
Get married, go to Pound Town, not in sin.
You don't need to get married to go to Pound Town, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but not in sin, Chris.
actually,
but
not a requirement,
dude. Camille and I were actually just talking about that. We were literally on the phone just not even an hour ago. She's become our full-time event coordinator, right? And we're going over some things. I was like, yeah, remember clear back in the XYZ days when I was doing XYZ? And she's like, I don't remember.
Right.
How could you not remember? This was like 16, 17. Those were some of the most significant things in my life at that point. And then she brought up, she's like, I don't know if you remember, but we weren't doing so hot back then.
Right.
We came through, thank God.
Right.
And I hope we continue to. But man.
Well, there's a little bit of context in it now.
I mean, tell me about that. What do you mean?
Well, now that she understands a little bit better because she's helping out, inside the business. And I'm not sure, how involved she was before or not, but it was, it can be challenging on anybody, especially when they don't understand, exactly what it is that's going on, which is again, why I feel not responsible for this, but it's part of my duty. I feel like to portray, in a good light. Whereas opposed to like, this is a first impression for him. So I'm going to bring it. It's going to be awesome.
Dude, so in putting all this together, I've got so many questions about UMCing. My God. Have you thought about like a voice you want to emulate? Are you going to try and emulate Danny? You going to try and do a Rodney Carrington? Like what are we doing here, Chris?
No, I'm just going to be me.
Who is Chris? What is
Chris?
Be me.
I don't know. I mean,
You've obviously put a lot of thought in this, so you can't bullshit a bullshit.
Thought about what I'm going to say, not necessarily what I'm going to.
Well, dude, tell me what you're going to say. This episode's not coming out until after FIF.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's Chris Kille going to say?
I'm talking about, again, like what we were just saying, where, what happens with that. I'm going to talk about, performing better and being a better communicator and going home. But the main thing behind it, and again, it's only a couple of minutes, right? Where, I'm basically just set it up to where trying to give a better understanding and some context as to why we are the way we are whenever we come home. And, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I want to know what you're actually going to say, though. Do you have some words plotted out, or are you like, okay?
No, I just have my talking points. Again, it's, I'm not trying to, like I said, I just have my talking points for it. And we're just touching on the same shit. It's, welcome, last one of the year. It's important because there's significant others coming or business partners or whatever, right? And then, telling them what it's about and that they're going to get a chance to experience it, firsthand and for themselves.
Dude, I'm kind of sad now. If Sasser would have told me earlier this week, it would have had to have been Monday this week. But if he would have told me that you were emceeing this thing,
I just found out.
I would have jumped back in executives this week just for a month just to come support you.
Bro, they're going to live stream.
But I'm going to be in Vegas. So it's business meetings. Like there's Vegas and then there's living in Vegas. So
right. I know you don't go to Vegas to party,
No, that's a dirty place to party. You're likely to end up with syphilis.
Agreed. I wouldn't know.
Fucked a dog disease and,
What?
Yeah. That's how that shit came about. Do you not know the story of syphilis?
I don't.
I'm not going to tell it on here, but I'd recommend you look into how syphilis came into at least Caucasians.
Yeah.
It was not a rampant disease in Europe in the 1400s and 1500s. As Europeans made their way to the Americas, it became more of a prevalent problem.
Okay.
At least that's the history I was taught in school. But if anything,
that's the narrative.
Dude, if TikTok has taught me anything, it's that the history I was taught in school was wrong. Because Anunnaki, Nephilim, a whole lot of things. We're not getting into that? Okay.
I don't even know what the fuck that means. I'm like,
Chris is like, I think you just made up words.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the most, dude, you know what I want to know?
What?
How's Boston?
Boston's good, man. I've been up there 4 or 5 times in the last 2 months, I'd say.
Very frequent. It's like
I'm getting my Delta miles out of it. She's actually coming here on Friday. Which is
so there's actually a she because Facebook and Instagram tell me it's just a freaking go-kart in the woods.
Yeah, you gotta go to the next. You got the next one.
Reading between the lines.
Yeah, go-karting in the woods, man.
She's coming down though?
Huh? She's been here once before, but for her, it's like she's not able to. She doesn't have the freedom that I do. So like I can scoot up there on a Thursday night, right, and or a Friday or whatever, and work from her place or, go to a coffee shop or whatever while she's at work. And then we spend the weekend and then I can leave on Monday. Whereas opposed to, she's coming here this weekend because it's a holiday on Monday. So her office is closed. So she's going to come in Friday and then leave Monday afternoon so that way she can be back at work on Tuesday. So Columbus Day.
Monday.
Columbus Day.
Oh my God.
Indigenous Peoples Day.
When the syphilis.
Fuck
no,
that
I'm
shit.
Joking. The only thing I knew was that everything in Vegas was more expensive because rodeo's in Vegas this weekend.
Rodeo.
I didn't even realize it was Columbus Day.
Yeah, it's Columbus Day. So, like I said, and that was actually the reason. So when they asked me to do this, I said no initially. And I thought about it and I was like, wait, hold on. No, fuck that. I'm not going to say no to this opportunity to get out there. And regardless of how it goes, I mean, it's, and I know it's going to go well, but I got Nico, got my driver picking her up. Then I got her going to her birthday the following weekend. So,
dude, are you flying team in town from the Philippines?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. Nico's Boston.
Nico's my driver here.
Oh, okay.
In Dallas.
Help me connect the dots, because I think I just told the world that you're fucking somebody from the Philippines, which is not.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch that.
For some reason, I was like, oh, you're flying team in from the Philippines. You're picking them up. You're doing stuff.
I thought you said team. You said tame?
Team. Why would I say tame?
I don't fucking
Bringing in a
dude.
lioness? My God.
I've never even been to the Philippines, so you can tell people I'm fucking them all you want. Because
dude,
you check my passport. No stamps. No stamps there.
Just as a reminder, you helped me hire Aiden. He's in the Philippines. Aiden's gonna be like, I'm gonna check your motherfucking passport.
I'm not fucking.
I need to know who it is that I'm working with here.
Not my boyfriend.
I've told Aiden before, do not delete. I've told him, don't delete your name out of this. The world needs to know this kid. Seriously, dude. Probably, like, if I had to rank top 10 best things I've done in business the last 24 months,
yeah,
Aiden would be one of those. Linking up with Elevate. I've had VA experience. Like, you and I have talked about that for years.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's been good. Holy crap. Oh, don't be cocky.
That's what we do.
Don't be cocky. Dude, what got you into that whole thing? How did you go from credit card processing to that?
I was having trouble. I was stagnant in my payment processing business. I'm thinking about it, man. I'm being deliberate with my words, something I'm trying to work through here. So I've been stagnant in my payments business for years. And, I was still doing everything. I was going door to door and handling service, handling support, handling tech. And it was at a point where I just didn't have enough hours in the day. But, the margins weren't there to hire somebody locally. And when I did hire somebody locally a couple times, what I was able to afford to pay and the quality of person that I got just didn't, I was just pissing my money away. So I was at a conference in Charleston, South Carolina, and there was a speaker that owned a big company out of the Philippines, and he was talking about virtual assistants, and I'd never heard of them before. I had no experience with that. I wasn't familiar at all. It was completely foreign to me. It was just one of those ones where it made sense. And so I talked to him afterwards, and I set up a call with him to do kind of like a discovery call and learn more about it. And it was really expensive. I mean, now that I think about it, it really wasn't that expensive. But, me being very stubborn, I decided to just figure out how to do it on my own. It took much longer. I should have just paid him. But what ended up happening was, because it was that the time cost, the opportunity cost, whatever. And I taught myself how to do it. And so then I helped one of my friends, and then I helped one of their friends. And then I said, well, shit, I'm going to start getting paid for this if I'm going to keep doing it. And the margins were bigger, right? It was a hell of a lot more rewarding, though. That's the main thing, is it was so much more rewarding, where payment processing, people, I mean, it's a necessary evil, but people are calling you to fucking scream at you. They're never calling you to tell you thank you, right? Even though I'm handling all your money, right? It is what it is. It's a commodity. It's like cheaper, right? You motherfucker, they're calling. It's, it's just one of those ones that I still do it, right? I'm not going to stop, right? But it's just not that rewarding to me, or not that fulfilling to me anymore. So that team almost runs itself now. For the most part, I spend all my time on the executive assistant stuff.
I love that. Whatever, you guys are doing good stuff. I got to tell you, the best experience that I've had so far, like in the VA space, and we've had a bunch.
Yeah.
So easily the best, from, onboarding me to finding, like, sourcing talent, onboarding talent, like the whole 9 yards. It's seriously been excellent, man. How'd you come up with the process, I guess? Why are you guys different? Because you're different. It's not the same shit.
Yeah, I know. It's trial and error. And also, I treat myself as my client. So I have incredibly high standards when it comes to working with other people. And especially if I'm going to be paying a premium for your service, I expect it to work, and I expect it to do exactly the way that you say. And I expect there to be some sort of a guarantee whenever it's applicable. I want people to earn it, right? Own it and be grateful for it. The values that I live by. Dealing with clients in the payment processing business, especially, I know what it's like to have a volatile customer. And, there's usually a common theme whenever whenever somebody's going to be pissed. And so what I do is as we were building it out, there's a standard of excellence that I hold everybody to. Our first core value in Elevate is wow. Right. And there's people like, wow, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, look, is it wow? If it's not wow, don't fucking do it. So, all the way from recruitment to account management to our video editors, right, that we have, that's the number one thing whenever they get through. If they have a question about us, so is it wow? And they're like, well, I'm like, cool, that's not wow. Then fucking do it again. Or if it's wow, awesome, let's go. Is the customer going to say wow or not? Because in my opinion, when just talking about referrals from that standpoint, I'd rather have a negative referral than an okay. I would rather say, hey, you worked with Chris, right? And I wanted to either be like, fuck yeah, man, it was awesome. Like what you just said, right? The onboarding, everything like that. Or you know what? Wouldn't really recommend it. It wasn't the best thing. Or the third one, which in my opinion is the absolute worst, it was okay. I mean, it was all right. Nothing remarkable. I'd rather be really good or really fucking bad than in the middle, because then, at least, I don't. That's my opinion. I don't know. A lot of people don't agree with that, but I don't want to be in the middle. I want to be excellent or fucking horrible.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I think living in the middle is just a place where you're not even dying slowly. You're already dead. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
You make just enough. You do just well enough to continue to live this life you don't appreciate living. Man, sucks. Dude, tell me more. What else have you been up to these days? I feel like we haven't talked in forever.
I mean, I've been up to a lot. I've been up to, like you said, I've been traveling a lot and just trying to eat clean, trying to get back in shape, and trying to keep off the booze, man. Just trying to keep that shit out of my life. I mean, I was just telling a story about, there's a guy here that I met whenever I first moved down here. And, we were talking about, I'm going through a divorce. Actually, yesterday on the 3rd, I was actually able to file. So that's good. We're moving through that. But when I first moved down here, obviously I was in a pretty bad spot. I was going out a lot, right? I mean, obviously that's what a lot of people do is, I was lonely and I was bored. And so, what I would do is I would go out and, I met some guys, and like I always do, back in college and back, whenever I was, in my early 20s, I was going out all the time. I was drinking, I was partying, I was a party guy, right? And so that was what I reverted right back to that. It was like you pick up your old habits so fast. I met a couple guys, right? And I started hanging out with one in particular. And he's just, I don't want to call him a bad apple because he's a really nice guy, but dude's still texting me like every day and calling me 2-3 times a day. He's in his late 50s. And, he wants to drink all the time. That's all he wants to do. I'll get a text from him like fucking 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. And he'll be like, hey, you want to go have a drink? Like, fuck no, I don't want to have a drink. I'm working. And so it's one of those, it's a difficult time with that because, I just ignore him now. It's one of the ones, it's a situation that you don't want to be in. And my girlfriend was actually telling me, because she's a clinical psychologist, right? And, her exact words were something very like, man, he is desperately seeking an enabler, right? And dude is 50 some odd years old, lived here his whole life. Right. I'm brand new. I mean, that's a giant, that's a huge red flag that somebody what, bro, you don't have any other friends. Right. Like it's so anyway, and it's just because of that, so I'm trying to get that shit out of my life, which is good, and just trying to do the best I can to keep everything moving and staying healthy and growing the business and give an opportunity to other people, trying to change lives. That benevolent freaking rhetoric. It's good stuff. But it's rhetoric. It is.
It's rhetoric. How does changing lives change your life, though? That's the big thing. Because if you didn't care, you wouldn't do it. Like if it didn't feed you, you wouldn't eat it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I look at it from a couple different perspectives. A couple different vantage points. Obviously, the more you give, the more you're going to get. But initially, when I got into the business, it wasn't to help people. It was, but it was to help me, right? Yeah. And it was like, man, I found a way that I can make a lot of money, right? And do it ethically. But that was as far as it went. And as I started to, that's like, oh man, I can really help people's businesses. I can help my clients, things like. But what I didn't realize that was going to be the most that was going to be the most fulfilling for me. That was going to be the most fulfilling for me.
Fucking Chris on phonics.
Right? I can barely speak it. I can't. Let me slow it down and sound it out.
He's hooked on phonics.
What I found was able to actually take the lives of my employees over there, essentially, and change them, right? You give somebody an extra couple $100 a month, right? And give them a more relaxed work environment. You get to watch, you get to, hey, I was able to move into a better place. Or, hey, I was able to buy this computer that I've wanted for the last, 10 years or whatever it is. It's, just doing fair, not taking advantage of, and just trying to help, right? That's something that has been really fulfilling to me. And honestly, in the beginning, I didn't give a shit. It was, it is what it is. It was just another way to make money. And now it's a great way to make money. I love it. And we're scaling, but I'm also bringing a lot of people up with me.
Dude, I love that, man. I love that. When did you decide to grow the fuck up? Like, when did you go from being Chris that got in it to pay his own bills to, whatever it takes? What actually, it's not even a when. Like, I was 13. It was a cold, dark night. There was a man. It was an alleyway. I had a poncho on and nothing else but some New Balances.
Why do you always go to something like that?
Dude, always. It's the default.
You're fucked up.
Yeah, very. But no, like, what actually happened? There's a series of events or an event or something.
I think it was the first time I got an email from somebody that one of my employees over there, where it was one of those stories I can't, they send all the time now. Not all the time. That sounded really arrogant. I get emails frequently now about where they're showing off. They're showing things that they bought, or they're showing, that they went on this vacation, or, but I honestly think it was the first time I got an email, and she's still with us. She was able to she moved out of like her complete shithole of an apartment or whatever that she had been living in with her entire family. I think there was like 15 or 16 people living in this apartment, right? It was a complete shithole. And, she was able to move into something with herself and her partner that was a lot nicer and just them. And so, that was something pretty cool. And, it was because we pay just a little bit more. Well, not a little bit. We pay more than anybody else out there for the skill sets that we do. And, again, it's a relaxed work environment. We're not working people like dogs. Are they being held accountable? Absolutely. Right. Because we don't, it's not a fucking vacation. They work very, very hard, and that's what they have to do to stay on. But you should be working hard anywhere you go, no matter what, without, being ground down.
Damn, dude. That's pretty damn cool. Cool. Yeah. I don't know. You think about it. It's like you improved one person's life. They moved into the right apartment. They're loving life a little more. Because they're loving life a little more, they get a little more horny. They get it on. Now they have,
and then there's another little Nino running around.
Now they have 6 kids, and those 6 kids have 6 kids. Their 6 kids have 6 kids. Chris, I think you are single-handedly responsible for an entire generation.
Hmm? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll take that.
No, dude, for real though, it's pretty damn cool, and frankly, it's refreshing because in the business,
one of them to be the president of the United States.
For real. From Kenya. But seriously, dude, I think that's one thing people who are not in business, that grow up, work, mommy and daddy work for the union and like it's all just corporate, like high-end corporate, right? They don't understand about small business. It's so much different. They're like, oh, you're in business for yourself. And that's a lot of what I've gotten. I've had and I currently have. Like the team I currently have is probably the best I've ever had. Foreign and domestic. But I've had a lot of domestic team that's been so entitled, and they're like, oh my God, you're this business owner. I see the money that comes in. It's like, do you not understand? I take home negative 10% of that.
Yeah.
Like I'm out sucking dick on the sidewalk to make up that 10%. And then I got to suck more dick to feed the family.
I've seen it.
What?
I've seen you do that.
No, you haven't.
You didn't think I was there.
This was a metaphor. This was a metaphor, and here you are.
Fucking liar.
Dude's got a freaking subscription to my OnlyFans.
Liar.
He's got a subscription. But Dude, I don't know. That's always been a thing that bothered me. It's like, I realize there's some corporate abuse at a level, but you come down to like mom and pop businesses and people don't realize small business is not the business that's going out of business. A small business can employ 20, 30, 50, 80 people, and that business owner's still taking home freaking beans and rice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can be if you're in the right industry for that, for sure.
Yeah, and that's not the one I want to be in. But I guess the point I'm making is just, this mentality of just being so elated to see people move forward, excel.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. It's cool. It's like, I work with a lot of high net worth individuals, but I'm not working with a lot of, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies. I work with a couple, but most of my clients are small business owners. They've got a business doing a few million a year in revenue. They're not taking that home.
Revenue. That's the word right there.
Revenue.
I have this conversation with people. I'll tell them what I made last year, right? When it comes out, oh man, fuck, you're loaded. I'm like, whoa, gross, dude. Gross, homie. Right? Like 15% of that, maybe 10, 20, I don't know. Right. I don't know what the number is, but it's like they hear this big fucking number and bro, you don't know what my overhead is, right? You don't know what what it costs to be Chris Kille on a
right. And then they get so judgmental so fast. It's like, I made 10 million. I spent 9.9 of it to make it. And they're like, well, that makes you a shitty business owner. And it's like, really?
Yeah.
People were paid. They were sending me emails all year long about how they got to have a better life. Do you still want to talk to me about the way I run my businesses, or should I make some changes? Because I certainly could.
And I could certainly, pay myself more and pay other people less. Is that what you want? I don't want that.
Dude, yeah. I find it so funny that you have so many people talk out of both sides of their mouth, and it just shows you how ignorant they are.
Yeah.
Like literally fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They have no idea, man. But I don't know. I think it's cool that you revel in that.
It's good. For me, I enjoy it. It's something that it helps me. I sleep well at night. Slept well at night before, but even better now. So it's cool to see pictures from vacations and, and pictures of kids and, stuff like that I helped give them the bandwidth to afford on their own, So
what else do you enjoy?
Coladas.
And
walking. Breathing. I enjoy breathing a lot.
Yeah. Have you ever choked your own neck? Just a little bit? Just for a second, just see how it feels?
No. Should I?
You've never done, what do they call autoerotic asphyxiation?
No, I haven't actually.
You've never been in the mall bathroom, taken your belt off, wrapped it around your neck, tucked it up into the stall, and then just leaned forward for a little bit?
No. Isn't that like, have you done that?
No.
I don't know.
No. I'm just saying, you haven't lived a little bit until you've almost died a little bit. I get specific. But no, for real, what else do you enjoy? What else? This whole podcast isn't just about business or the
I'm
way we
still
do
figuring
business.
that out, man. I went for like a decade, almost a decade, a couple months shy of it, not in a good place, and it wasn't always like that, obviously, but it's not like a switch was flipped or whatever, but a gradual to why, I don't know what I like anymore. I mean, I know what I did like, and then, obviously growing out of that kind of stuff, but it is getting back into life again, essentially, where I'm figuring it out. So, I have found that I like being not busy, but I like being productive. I like feeling good, which, that's so fucking cliche, but I went through, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, last 3 or 4 years, 5 years, I was hungover 4 or 5 days a week, right? And just getting through, wasn't exercising, was eating fast food, binging on Amazon all the time, watching. As soon as I got home, I'd turn Fox News on, right? That's one of the things that I noticed almost immediately whenever I decided to change my situation was I stopped watching TV. And it wasn't like I was like, hey, I want to stop watching TV. It was just, I just didn't feel the need to do it anymore, right? And, I I mean, I can't give up Chick-fil-A entirely, but that's
fuck Chick-fil-A. We're going to have to fight about that.
All right. Well, we don't have to. You can have your opinion. I'm all right with that.
I'm not going to let you have yours.
Chick-fil-A. Were you a Popeyes guy?
Dude, I'm not a Popeyes guy. I don't even like Popeyes, but I would have Popeyes over Chick-fil-A 100% of the week. Let me tell you why, too. It doesn't even have anything to do with the flavor or nutritional value. It just has to do with less fucking morons there. Have you ever seen people try to drive around a Chick-fil-A parking lot?
Oh, you're talking about the people.
It's like having a fucking ant farm when you drop a snap pea in there. Just a bunch of morons.
This podcast brought to you by the people at Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes. All right, back to
extra pickles on my sandwich.
If you ask for extra pickles or no pickles, you guaranteed to get a fresh sandwich.
Is that for real?
I think so, because they have to make it separately.
All right, new podcast, Life Hacks.
Bro, I bought a book a while ago that has all these travel hacks in it. We could literally do one of those a week and talk for a half an hour about it.
Top 3 favorite travel hacks, 5 words or less each, 10 words or less each.
Go.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Do you do points hacking through Chase and stuff?
No, I don't do a lot through Chase. I had some bad experiences like a decade ago, and I hold a grudge. So,
bro, I have a lot of Amex points, and I had a lot of Chase points. I do where I'll rack them up, and then the Chase points, they transfer really, really, really well. So I went on that. I don't say Philippines. I went on that trip to Thailand a couple years ago. Right, first class, the whole way, round trip for 2, whatever. It was close to a $40,000, $50,000 vacation. The flights alone would have been $26,000 cash, right? And we paid almost nothing for that trip. I was just using because I was able to transfer the Chase points to
but just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Dave Ramsey said,
fuck Dave Ramsey.
Right in his
this podcast brought to you by Dave Ramsey and Associates.
Yeah.
Get fucked. By
pay me for the endorsement and I'll send you my
link. Call his thing what's his Live Moss? No, that's Taco Bell. What is his thing?
I thought that was Yo Quiero.
The thing where they do that screen. I remember I dated this girl for a long time and she was all about no debt. Look, I'm cool with no debt, although I think you can leverage it. But when he talks about credit cards and stuff, that man is a fucking moron. Because
I will tell you this.
I don't carry a balance. I mean, I pay it off every single month. And now, obviously, I don't put myself in a situation where I would ever have to carry a balance, right? And, that's called being fucking responsible. It's called being an adult. And I don't care who that offends. If you're carrying a balance on your credit card, you're an asshole. And you need to, you need to fucking man up or balance transfer that shit to something that is a 0% APR and stop paying these fuckheads. Because you can really take them for all they're worth. With the points and stuff like that, man, I'm going to Paris in 3 weeks. Again, first class.
Dangerous place to be right now.
Right now, the fucking bed bugs, right?
The bed bugs and there was a whole Skinwalker video. They had Skinwalkers in Paris.
What the fuck is a Skinwalker?
You've never heard of a Skinwalker?
No, I heard that. I saw that there's a TV show called Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch or some shit, but I've never watched it.
Dude, Skinwalker Ranch is 150 miles from where I live. Growing up around this shit.
This podcast brought to you by Skinwalker Ranch and bedbugs.
Are you trying to monetize my podcast?
Yeah, I am. I'm also making my own content at the same time.
Dude.
This podcast brought to you by pirated content. Stay woke.
These Skinwalkers, dude, they are Indian folklore shapeshifters. Do you know what a rake is? You're out there. You spent some time in the Carolinas. You got to know what a rake is.
Like a Reiki?
Yeah, Reiki.
It's the person that I think my aunt is a Reiki. It's some sort of weird fucking wannabe healer or some shit.
No, not that.
All right, so you're talking about the thing that you use to clean up the leaves in the backyard?
No, we're talking about the creature in the woods in the Appalachians where you hear your name called, you don't go in there.
No, I don't fucking no. I've never heard of that. That's the dumbest.
Fuck up. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That's what I just said. That's the dumbest fucking thing I have ever heard in my life.
You don't believe that?
No, I don't. I don't believe.
I don't believe in peanut butter. All I'm saying, put some peanuts in a fucking blender. There you have it.
Boom. A little bit of water, a little bit of
Skinwalkers
salt.
are real. Dude, I got to get you on this. I'm going to have to start sending you more YouTubes, more TikToks, more Reels. I'm going to send you the real Reels.
All right. What's next?
Dude, do you believe in God?
Yes, but not in the traditional sense, I would say. I do believe that there is some sort of something, but not something worth going to to a building on Sunday to show everybody else that you're there type thing. That makes sense?
Yeah. So like, what are we talking? We talking there's an energy there. You got pink bunny beating a drum, or
I don't know, man. I've always thought like, here's my thing. I'm not an atheist, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not a fucking pagan or whatever. But at the same time, I've always had and I think it's because I grew up in the church. So here's a fun story. My parents are not religious at all. I'm fairly certain they're atheists, but they would send me to church every fucking week and every opportunity that they could. It wasn't for religion. It was for fucking free childcare. That was what it was. You know what I mean? So I grew up until I was like 16 years old. I was always there. And it's because they didn't want to fucking deal with me. So grew up in the church. And what I've always had taken issue with, and maybe it was just the one that I grew up in, but it was more of, hey, didn't see you in church this weekend. Like one of those, like, who fucking cares, right? I mean, I watched it on TV. Like, no, you didn't. Right? Why do you care? So for me, I noticed that, and again, maybe it was just me, or maybe I'm perceptive and but it was more of like to me, I got the feeling that it was more of I'm going so other people can see me there, as opposed to I'm going because I want to believe in something. That's just the way that I saw about physically going, right? So I can go when you want or whatever. I'm cool with it. I've been to church. I've been in church recently, right? I don't think it's something that should be used as a social status. You don't need to talk about it constantly and make it part of your identity. It's like getting into the whole, like the sexuality thing. Cool, man. Whoever you want to put your dick in, I'm good with that. Whatever. It doesn't, as long as it's not a fucking kid, because
yeah,
right. But
I'll sound of freedom you right in the fucking face.
But to make it your identity, like, I mean, I don't know, man. That would be, it's just, and when I say part of your identity, I mean to where it is your identity, and that's it. Because we all know people like that are like, without that, they're absolutely nothing, or to themselves at least. And it's just, to me, I just think, again, that's along the same lines. It's like, hey, go find your own identity somewhere else, and where it doesn't have to be. You don't have to be defined by one thing that makes you. It's just a part of it. But to make it your defining factor, right? This is me. This is all I am. No, it's not. You're a million other things as well, in collaboration, in conjunction. But
what do you do with that though? When they're like, well, whatever it is, whatever experiences I've had, whatever I've been through, whatever I am now, whatever I used to be, whatever, God gave me all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All of it, always, all the time, always.
Sure. Cool. I don't think yes or no about it, but I'm not, who am I to say,
was it Ja Rule? I want to say it was Ja Rule. When somebody asked, who am I? He said, pretty pub, motherfucker. You don't know what I'm going with this?
I think, no.
I believe it was a song. No, it wasn't Ja Rule. God damn it.
It was P.D. Pablo.
Roll out.
No, that was Ludacris.
Ludacris, my hell.
The P.D. Pablo was the one you're talking about. Who am I? P.D. Pab, motherfucker, or something like that.
All right.
I think it was P.D. Pablo.
At least someone's picking up what I'm putting out.
Throw the hands up. That was he was the North
throw
Carolina.
Your hands up. Spin them in the air.
Yeah, no. Yeah. North Carolina.
Yeah.
That was that guy. Yeah.
All I'm thinking is, what was it like now? That was like Now 3. Come on. You know the Now CDs, Chris.
I never bought one. I was not allowed.
Dude, yeah, I didn't buy a Now CD. Other people bought it for me.
That was like the BMG thing, right? Where if you bought one, they automatically enrolled you, and you'd have 400 CDs.
Buy one CD for $80. You get 5 for free.
It's that would be that. Yeah, that was like that BMG fucking ripoff where, what was it?
I love that. I had literally the quad, You know,
What
you
was
had
the
4
other
CDs.
one? It was BMG, and then it was, what was it? Columbia House, right? Or some shit where you would send them $1 or something like that. Or tell them that you were going to send them $1, and they would send you like 600 CDs.
Dude,
and you got to pick like 22 of them or something and send the rest back. And if you didn't, it was, they repossessed your house.
Dude, that reminds me of
What a good business plan. What a good
when
fucking
I was serving
business
the
model.
Lord diligently in Florida, on a Mormon mission. I was born and raised Mormon, left the church, came back.
How do you feel about that then?
Oh, dude, we'll get into that at some undetermined point in the future. But I was there in Florida, dude, and I swear anything a kid could have seen was seen in Florida from 07 to 09.
Florida, it is the Wild West of the.
Oh, dude, holy shit! So talking about like charge somebody.
I lived there for a decade.
There was a dude while I was there. It was all over the radio. This dude got sent to prison because he made like $5 million or something stupid. Right there, local in Florida, because I mean, this was like 07, 08. Times were tough, right? And for $1 plus shipping, you could get a holy water dipped cross, and he would or a rosary. And dude, he wasn't even buying these rosaries. He wasn't even buying these rosaries. He was like stealing them from pawn shops and mailing them out to people. And he got like 5 million people to give him $1 plus shipping for stolen rosaries or some shit that were supposedly dipped in holy water.
I remember that guy. That is a solid business plan.
Dude, I remember that. I also remember on Florida radio back in those days, Jankin, the drug pandemic of Jankin. Do you remember Jankin?
That sounds familiar, but I remember Janko jeans.
Dude, I remember Janko jeans. Yeah, I put them on and then not skateboard because I was a bitch. But no, Jankin, dude. This was seriously 07, 08, 09.
Was that like alligator figure or something?
No, you had kids in Florida. Remember, Florida's the place where people started like snorting bath salts and eating each other.
Yeah.
All the weirdest shit that's ever happened in the United States happens in Florida first.
Starts there, yeah, for sure.
Dude, 100%. So these kids was all over the radio. They had like a public health announcement come on, and like the sheriff of not Pasco,
Pinellas,
Lake Wells, Lakeland.
That's it's not Pinellas, it's not Pasco, it's not Hillsborough. Is it Hillsborough?
No. It's
Lakeland. That's I think it might be Lakeland County to be actually.
Lakeland, Florida, or Lakeland, Lake Wales, Sebring, like Okeechobee was just outside the county lines, but right there, inland Florida, right? Sheriff comes onto like every radio station's like public health announcement. I need y'all to know about this. Your teenagers, they're going to school. They're learning about things. They're learning about geometry. They're learning about trigonometry. They're not ever going to use that. Fuck. Then they come home and they shit and they piss in a 2-liter bottle, cover it with a balloon, and wait till the methane fills it up and then huff it. And that's Jankin. That's what the kids were getting high on in Florida in 07, 08. Bro, literally like public health announcements. You don't remember this?
No. I was probably too busy doing it.
Dude, probably.
I don't fucking remember it because I was doing it.
Dude, Jankin, and at the same time we had was it the swine flu or was it N1Z1 or F1 or I don't know.
Zika virus.
Dude, there was something else back then. You remember? There was something. There's always a pandemic.
Always.
Plus this bullshit.
Yeah.
There's always some bullshit. But Jankin was the real pandemic.
Rest in peace to all those
dude,
lost.
$3 at a party supply store and a 2-liter of Mountain Dew. And you've got your high for the month.
Yeah. What's next?
Well, I've got 3 more questions I want to hit you on real quick. But let's
3:33, by the way. 3 more questions at 3:33. That means you got some angels watching.
Yes, sir. But first, we're going to take a quick little piss break. Aiden will cut this out. And if he doesn't, no, Aiden will cut this out. Quick little break. I've got 3 more questions I want to hit you on.
Okay.
You good?
I am good.
All right. So, Aiden, I just want you to keep everything that Chris just went through in the podcast.
Yeah. I got
Actually, don't.
I got some good zingers in.
Yeah, I heard about stick your nose in your beehole or something like that.
Take your B-roll and stick it in your B-hole.
Nah, dude, I'm pretty sure it was take your own nose and stick in your beehole. By the way, that's flexible as fuck. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. In the words of Ron Burgundy.
What's flexible?
If you're putting your nose in your own beehole, that is flexible.
Mobility. Like I go to Stretch Lab. You go to Stretch Lab there, and if you walk in, hold on a second. I gotta do this because this is a good one. Hold on.
Are you sharing a screen? Do I need to give you a?
No. I just got.
I was gonna say, are you gonna put some Pornhub up here?
No. I go to Stretch Lab, and actually, if you go in during the consult, and they say, what's the end goal? What are you trying to accomplish here? And you actually tell them, look, I'm trying to learn and create. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm trying to stick my nose inside.
I'm just going to tell you right now.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I'll consider this place a success if I can stick my nose in my own asshole by the end of the protocol here. And you know what they told me? They said that is not an uncommon request. Apparently,
and that is when you were like, that's when you looked that man in the windows of his soul, and you're like, forever. Come on.
Apparently it's a real thing. And they actually have a protocol specifically for it. I mean, you have to do a lot of work at home, obviously, right? You can't just show up and not do your homework. But yeah, I'm a quarter of the way there. I'm 25% through my protocol. And I got high hopes.
Dude, all I've got to say is like there's a lot of things I'll make fun of a man for, but having that kind of flexibility, being able to brown nose yourself, brown nose your own butthole,
no doubt.
Yeah, no, like how can I be mad at that?
That's impressive.
It's got to be in the Guinness books.
If it's not, it should be.
There's the Tower of Pisa, the Taj Mahal, and Chris with his nose up his ass.
That's it. And when you get that is the pinnacle of masculinity.
Well, and literally the next page is Marilyn Manson, how he got a whole rib removed, and then he ended up in jail 20 years later.
But that's rookie shit, because you're literally going about 7 inches past. Maybe I'm just giving myself a little bit of credit here, but like you're going.
It depends. Like, what do you? That's like getting past 7 inches could be a whole lot of credit if you're not flaccid.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's big time. And when you've done that successfully, that's when you know you've made it.
If you can brown nose around a gob of girth, you've done it. You've arrived.
Gob of girth. What the fuck?
I defy you. In fact, I'm going to tell you this right now. I'll send you $500. You drop that phrase on stage, Apex Executives, gob of girth, $500, but I need a recording. $500, dude. I'm committing in front of you and these people who have yet to watch this or listen to this.
Sure. I can't do it, man. There's no way.
Dude, I'll shoot this over to Sasser and see if he can help hold you accountable.
Saying no.
He's going to come up to you ahead of time.
I will not
put a hand on your shoulder and be like, Chris, split it with me 50-50. Let's gob girth this.
What if I get somebody else to say it?
Let's gob each other's girths. Who else? I don't even know who's there anymore. I don't even know who's there. Just a stranger. It's a strange land. But for real, video, audio, gob of girth, $500. You send me that, and I promise you, I swear to God, within 5 minutes of you sending me that, I will send you $500. And for every minute I'm late, it's 10% interest. I have to get it on Friday. Y'all know I'm going to have my notifications on Friday. I never have them on. I'm going to get poor real quick.
No, can't do it. I'm trying to run through all the different ways that could possibly make it work. Nope, not going to do it.
Dude, when you're introducing Stillman, just now, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the Mecca, the method, the gob of motherfucking girth.
Can't do it. It's funny you say that. I'm going more of a Ric Flair approach to that.
Let me hear
Rolex wearing, supercar driving, tattoo having, cowboy shit doing, ting making son of a bitch. Put your hands together for Ansu.
I want to hear all your intros. You've got them written down, dude. You've put some thought into this. I don't know that I've ever seen you put so much thought into a thing.
I prepare, man, for shit that I care about. I prepared for this. I did. I rearranged my office for this, specifically so I could get this angle while I'm sitting at my desk. No lie. I just did a Facebook Live where I said I'm going to rearrange my office on Facebook Live. I didn't say specifically for Carson, but I'm telling you now.
Watch that. Did you tell him you were going to get on a podcast with a gob of girth? And
no, it was one of the ones there's no context to it. I actually got a couple of text messages from friends that were like, "Hey, do you know that you're on live? It's very strange. Like it's just you and some other guy moving furniture in an office."
Did you listen to read the rest of that message? Like, Chris, you don't have pants on.
Yeah, no, I'm wearing the.
Why the fuck are your socks on? You don't even have pants on.
I got the Texas tuxedo going today.
What the fuck is a Texas tuxedo?
I get the Texas tuxedo going today, and what it is it's like the Canadian tuxedo, but I called it a Texas tuxedo, and I think it's more fitting. I've got a denim shirt on that snap away. By the way, you're welcome.
Yeah, chest. Did you wax that thing?
No, I'm just hairless. And so I get that, and then I have white denim jeans on. Well, not white because it's after Labor Day, so you can't. But they're light colored. Yeah, I know. I'm with it. So and then so the Texas tuxedo, and that's a thing now. So I wore it, and anyway, I didn't get any compliments on it. I didn't. I got no compliments on it today.
I'll compliment you right now.
Please do.
You are a sexy gobagirth.
No, I want you to specifically compliment my outfit.
Well, I haven't seen all of it. I've only seen the top. And what I would say is this. Do a spin for us.
A spin?
Yeah, this is going on the YouTube as well.
All right, cool.
What I will say about your outfit is this.
Please.
If there was a time, if there was a place, if there was a space where that was a thing that I was into in the moment when I was there while I'm there where I'm at, I'd be into it.
Yeah, thank you, I think.
Nah, dude. Seriously though, Chris, like we've known each other for several years now. You look good, dude. You look good. You look like you found some traction and you're just freaking beating the shit out of it, dude. You're making haste down a path. It's pretty damn cool.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah, making up for lost time.
I am, yeah. Dude, I'll be honest, since I moved up here to Idaho, I've struggled to give a fuck about it. I just haven't cared. When I was in Utah, when I was in Vegas, and I did pretty damn good. I was making a lot of headway, but we moved up here and I quit caring, man.
You'll get it back.
That's what they all say.
It'll come back. Oh, it does.
I think the biggest motivator that I have is I keep seeing this thing float around that's like, for every 20 pounds you lose, you gain an inch in your penis.
Oh, shit. Really?
Yeah, an inch seems like an exaggeration, but give me 25 bips and I'm down.
For those of you at home, this podcast sponsored by the Federal Reserve.
For those in finance, it's 0.25%. But no, I told you I had 3 questions.
All right.
Numero uno.
Okay.
I want you to really think about this. Don't cheat us on this, because as much as I'm like, hey, Chris, let's have you back on again, maybe I don't.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
What's the most significant thing that's ever happened in your life? Business, life, family, like anything. Most significant thing that's ever happened to you. I want to
being born. Yeah, being born. Popped out.
No.
No, you didn't.
Or vaginal.
Couldn't tell you. Don't know. Don't ask. I don't ask a lot of questions, believe it or not. So
I actually don't know if I was C-section or vaginal.
Yeah, I don't know. And honestly, like I don't really want to talk about that. So we can talk. Let me go back and revisit the answer to that question. We're gonna,
Chris doesn't want to talk about whether or not he was vaginalied.
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
That is a fair statement.
Most significant thing other than your birth.
That's really to the most significant, because it's like, all right, is that a personal thing? Is that a professional thing? Is that something that is, there's a lot of different ways this can go. And I don't have the best memory. So I'm trying to find something that really, you think something like would come to mind, right? And I'm grasping at straws right now.
Why do you think it doesn't come to mind?
I've done a lot of really cool shit. And I used to always say, there's a Kenny Powers line that says, sometimes you got to forget the small ones to make room for the big ones.
Oh, I thought we were going for a jet ski reference.
Well, I mean, there's always that.
Dude, you're in Dallas. If you don't get a jet ski, what the fuck are you doing?
My buddy has a jet ski a couple jet skis in New Hampshire. I've been spending a lot of time in the Northeast, and he's got this like man-child paradise, and he two jet skis, two powerful jet skis. And we brought Baxter, who is Ashley's dog, on the jet ski last time we were there, 2 times ago. Yeah. Didn't get any pictures of it, but we will next time. Dog on a jet ski going like 62 miles an hour. Dog was totally fine with it. Not freaked out at all. Just like sitting there. It was the wildest shit you've ever seen. And we were just fucking humming around. We weren't sure how it was going to work, but he loved it. He was digging it. It was great. Dog on a jet ski.
Does Baxter have any history with
that right there is the most significant thing I have ever done in my life, taking a skittish ass dog and putting him on a goddamn jet ski.
Dude, how the hell is that significant?
How the hell is it not? When was the last time you saw a dog on a jet ski?
I'm pretty sure there's literally YouTube videos of squirrels on jet skis.
Sure. No, squirrels on jet skis. Squirrels are on water skis, not jet skis.
Dogs do all sorts of shit.
This is a motor sport. Okay? Not some bullshit squirrel on some sticks going around a kiddie pond. This is a big boy jet ski. This is a skittish ass dog on a big boy jet ski going like 62 miles an hour. It was amazing.
And that's the most significant thing.
That is the biggest accomplishment of my life.
Damn, Chris. What do I do with this? What the hell am I supposed to do with this?
All right, let me think about it. Let me go back to that. It was a really cool accomplishment.
Dude, it actually sounds pretty cool. I've got so many burritos and bridges references for a dog named Baxter, but
all right.
It's another Anchorman reference. Wasn't his dog named Baxter?
Oh, wait. Hey, what the hell, bro?
Punted that shit off a bridge?
What the hell, bro? Did you just hit me in the face with a burrito?
Oh, I'm so full. Yeah, but I don't want to distract. Significance, though. Significance. I had 3 questions. You could have made this 3 minutes and gotten to your Angels game. Are you watching the Angels?
What? Huh?
Is that what you said?
No, Angels are watching us. At 3:33 at 3 questions. You got an angel up here.
I thought you said you're watching Angels, like Angels.
No. Angels are watching us right now.
We are God. If there is a God, and you're not a dick God, if we are in the game, let my daddy come home.
We are high. He just went to the store. He's gonna be back.
Yeah, with the milk.
He just went to the store for a pack of smokes. He's gonna come back.
Motherfucker came back with skim.
Everybody knows he drank whole milk or none at all.
Dude, yeah, for real. But no, significance, Chris. Quit getting distracted.
Fuck, man. Significance.
You want me to phrase it a different way?
Yeah.
You want me to phrase it a different way? What
I've done a lot of cool shit
to you so much that you could let all the other things that mattered to you go for that one thing that mattered to you? No, we're not hitting.
That's sad.
Significance. Yeah. Was there?
Man, I've done a lot of cool shit.
Any moment in your life that was like a defining moment?
All right. Maybe you want me to just make something up? I'll just make something up.
No, I don't want you to make something up. I want you to be real, Chris. If there's not a thing, like, that's the whole point of this whole podcast, right? I want to talk to significant people doing significant things. And if your life has been so fucking great, like you've had all these things, and like there's ups and downs. Yeah. You keep hitting these ups to where it's like, I can't point out a single thing because, man, I just keep hitting the next up, right?
That's the way I see myself.
I want people to see that. Like, that's what this podcast is about, is seeing the shit outside of the 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the way I feel. I feel like everything, like the big boy shit that just continues to happen. I've done some, I mean, I get these memories of the wildest shit has happened to me from just these stupid ass stories. I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking your whole shit up right now.
No, dude, this podcast is literally like, this is going in. This is literally just candid, authentic, whether it makes sense or it doesn't. You and I are making sense.
I got
8 billion people on the planet. Fuck them all. We're talking.
That's something I'm working through right now, you know? So I think the most significance that I had is I think learning how to stand up for myself recently. Look, so I got a terrible memory. So I can't remember shit that happened here. And it'll come to me. Shit'll be like, oh, cool. Yeah, remember that. It's great. But just, kind of relearning how to stand up for myself in the last year or so. That's pretty significant for me, where I'm saying no to people now. And I respect myself more. I'm not a fucking doormat anymore. So, pretty significant, for me was to be able to realize that, but then also act on it, right? To put myself in a better situation. That's it. Yeah. That's because I think the way it's like, I don't necessarily look at my life as a whole. I mean, I have like chapters basically. Right. And, each chapter is going to have its own, ups and downs and, and beginning and end. And, right now I'm focused on the chapter that I'm in, and I still have vision on the chapter that I was in. And I think that's, moving from, one to the next, I think is something that's my most significant accomplishment. Does that work? Is that good for you? Because that's true as well. So,
dude, if it's good for you, it's good for me. This was
all right. Well, it's good for me,
dude. I love it, man. Next question.
Okay.
Number 2 of 3.
Okay.
What's the most devastating thing that's ever happened to you in your whole life?
Ooh. I mean, I had a lot of ups and downs. Again, kind of going back to the same thing, chapter wise, right? I had 2 dogs. And 2 dogs die and got divorced within a 12-month period. So that was relatively traumatic for me, I would say.
But
that was a tough year.
Real, dude.
But I wouldn't say it was devastating, though. I wouldn't say it was devastating. I mean, it was, again, kind of going what I was back to is like a lot of people think that, when you hear devastating, they immediately think of death. And, I would say that it's more so of a setback than anything else. Not death is not a setback, because obviously you're not fucking coming back from that. But like when I hear something devastating, right, I automatically go to, my mind is, I think you're supposed to go to something that was unforeseen but able to come back from. It's just a setback in terms of, it's like maybe not a temporary one, maybe well, I guess it would be temporary. Maybe not, a permanent one, but, devastating would be something like, if you were in Hawaii and you just lost all your shit, right? Where all of a sudden now you can't, I'm trying to think, like,
you should have had a house blue.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You think I'm wearing this for no reason?
You want to be safe.
It's a light blue, but it's a blue, goddammit. I'm not looking to get burned up.
Blue nonetheless. Did you hear that emergency signal today? Did you listen to it?
Yeah, I was actually on a call with a dude who was telling me how his mastermind program is so much bigger than mine, and he's blah, 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 and all blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's great. You sound like a fucking douche. I think I'm going to put you out of business. You've been running yours for 20 years. I've been running mine for 2. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put you out of business.
You have a big mastermind, right? Isn't it like 2,000 people?
37, 38. I think we're approaching 3,900.
Jesus Christ.
$0 spent in marketing. Not a dollar spent in marketing. All organic.
You do okay then. Hey, I'll say girth gobbler or what is it? Gob of girth.
Gob of girth.
I'll say gob of girth if you give me 50,000, because you have 3,900 people in your mastermind. So I know 50 is nothing.
To this day, Chris, shit you not. And like my team can back you up on this or back me up on this. I lose money on that mastermind every month, 10, 15,000 a month above and beyond what we make on it.
You gotta raise your prices.
I built it to scale, and dude, it's really shocked me. It hasn't scaled the way I wanted it to. It's like we have a lot of people in it, but obviously most of the people exist at the bottom. A much larger portion than I thought exists at the bottom. And our mastermind is all built on the tactical approach, like what you actually need to do, Like, fuck your inspiration. You're going to forget about that as soon as you beat off. It's post-nut clarity, right? And in business, you have post-nut clarity. Like, tell me I'm wrong. You go to an event, you get hyped up, you come home, post-nut clarity hits, and you're like, oh yeah, this is hard. I'm not going to work. That's what people do. I underestimated that because we have this very tactical, guaranteed 100% of everything we do at every level has a 100 to 300% money back guarantee. And we still struggle to get people to like level up, move up, because literally, Chris, I'm not even shitting you. Our number one complaint is that sounds like a lot of work. And I'm like, what the fuck did you think this was? Success is dressed in fucking coveralls. It's not dressed in a mini skirt and looks like some anime twink. Shut the fuck up. Dude, it drives me nuts. But yeah, we lose money on this mastermind. I do it honestly, because I love it.
All right.
It makes me so, let's not get into that. This is about you. But man, I've had conversations with people where they had a pistol in their lap, the same way I have at times in my life. Or their spouse had just handed them divorce papers when they'd been trying everything they could in their power to make it work.
Did you know you said that the pistol thing, you know, what's crazy is that, cause I'm like, so I do a therapy thingy or whatever. Right. And they were, you know, they're all like, have you ever thought about it? And I was like, absolutely not. No, I mean, I've never thought about that. Never once. And then, you know, you start talking, and apparently there's a thing called like soft suicide, right? Which I didn't even know. And it basically be like, well, have you ever gone out and gotten all fucked up and like not care if you wake up or not? And I'm like, well, yeah, doesn't everybody? And they're like, no, that's not a thing. I would take, you know, I'd go out and drink and take a muscle. Hold on, this is brought to you by mental health. And this was years ago, by the way. But I'd go out and drink, and I'd take a Xanax and a muscle relaxer whenever I got home. And,
Imatrax. You can say all the words. Worst case scenario, this whole podcast gets shut down. We're going to reopen it as The Big Mermaid.
This podcast brought to you by The Big Mermaid. When you're sick of the little one, go for big.
Yeah.
Facts. Anyway,
Gabba Gabba Gook or what was it?
Gabba Girth. Gabba Girth.
Gabba Girth.
Gabba, Gabba, or is it gob of the girth?
Both. Depends on the context.
Gabba
are we
Girth.
talking, well, like the real context is, are we at a business conference or are we trying to sell a new candy bar to Willy Wonka?
Yeah, definitely the candy bar.
Yeah, so it's GABA, G-O-B-B-A.
Gob, if it was like something to help you go to sleep, it would be G-A-B-A.
Yeah, GABA.
Yeah, I think so.
Girth with a U.
What's the thing called with the dots on it? Use like the fucking how people from Sweden.
I have to silence myself because I'm going to get canceled for other things. Hit me up afterwards after we're done recording, and I'll tell you what I'm going to get canceled for.
All right.
Sometimes your voice reminds me of the dad from Finding Nemo.
Never saw it.
Shut the fuck up.
Never saw it. Never once.
Your life
Not
is
even
hell.
for a minute.
Your life sucks. It's stupid. Your life
is that the most devastating? That's probably then the most devastating thing to say.
No, it's not. But what the fuck? You've never watched Finding Nemo?
I don't have children. Why the fuck would I watch Finding Nemo?
Never been hanging out with some single mom and her kid wanted to watch Finding Nemo?
Absolutely not. That's one of my rules. No fucking kids. Period. I love fruit snacks. Don't get me wrong.
No kids.
But
so, dude,
no kids.
That's a whole nother question.
Yeah.
Do you not want kids at any point yet? Like, no shit talk. Some people don't.
Oh, no. I definitely
My
do.
wife's sister actually is like, yeah, we don't.
No. I definitely do. At one point, I was like, absolutely no kids. I don't want kids. But now, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it could be a thing. Yeah.
With Boston?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Fucking smart, dude.
Yeah, we don't want to make public record of that, but
yeah,
let's not make commitments, dude. I will tell you this:
write checks with my mouth that my dick cannot cash.
Yeah, straight up, and it's a poor dick.
I take testosterone, right? I take a lot of testosterone, right? Because it makes me
both. That's how they caught my cancer. Good. That's how they caught my cancer, dude. That TRT, man.
Yeah, man. I forgot about it. How's it going? Is it gone? Is it beat?
I'm in remission.
Okay, good.
Tell me about your penis.
It's there. Works.
All inch and a half of it, rumpled foreskin like a motherfucker.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you were gonna talk about some TRT stuff though.
Oh yeah.
Children in.
Yeah. So
get sidetracked.
If you take a lot, well, even if you take a small amount, it shuts your balls off, right?
Yeah.
And
dude, any amount shuts them off.
Yeah.
Unless I've heard HCG will keep it
or Clomid. Yeah, or Clomid.
Yeah, Clomid. Okay. Yeah.
So and so what I did find out was that your boy's been firing blanks, which means that I could have been having a whole lot more fun for a while, right? But I mean, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so that's something that if that were to happen.
So here you were shooting like a Star Trooper, not hitting anything. It's a Star Wars reference. I'm trying to hit all the audiences here.
All right, yeah, I mean, you get wild. We've been all over different demographics today, so I like it.
Yeah, we hit them all. So there you were, not hitting a goddamn Jedi in the sky.
Just fucking
pew, 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 pew. Yeah.
Missing target every time. I like it. It's good. It's responsible. It's the responsible way to do the sex.
But you feel like I've kept it so straight this whole time. And you say to do the sex. And the reason it gets me, Chris, is because I was raised Mormon, and that's how it was introduced to me. They came up to me, we were in Sunday school, and they're like, now, boy, when you do the sex, and I was like, Bishop, I'm 11.
Yeah.
Dude, you're starting to want some kids though, some posterity.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah, I think so.
What changed? Because you kind of seem like you were like kind of dedicated, and now you're coming back. Bro,
I mean, it's all environment. It wasn't that I didn't want them. It was that I didn't want them in the environment that I was in. More specifically with the person that I was with. So I'll just go out and fucking say it. I did not want to have children with that woman. And then now that part of my life has changed, where I am a little bit, where that is no longer a factor, and all of a sudden that comes back.
Dude, I respect that so much, man. That's something you see in like lower income demographics, I guess, quite a bit actually. Like even in my own family, when people struggle, especially like people in a relationship struggle, they go and have a
Let's
kid.
Throw a kid at it, right?
Yeah. And it's always like
What an idiot.
I've never gotten it. Like my wife and I, we've been through a lot of ups and downs and a lot of things. But I can honestly look back, and I'm so grateful to say I've never had a moment where it was like, I wish I didn't have kids with her. I could not ask for a better mother to my children and a better person to parent with. Like she's been so amazing, regardless of our ups and downs. And so I don't know. I just, like you say that, and it's a very mature, which I would never say about you, by the way.
Very mature.
But it's so mature. It might be the most collar popping freaking.
You see it popping.
You prick.
That's not good look.
You metrosexual ass motherfucker.
Shoot
no,
fast.
dude. That's big though to recognize that, especially because like my sentiment of feeling this way, I can recognize is hindsight, because hindsight's 20/20, right?
Sure.
In hindsight, I have no regrets. In fact, I am so grateful because I was so young, so immature. Man, I could have screwed up so bad.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I had my kids with my wife, but like you're the other way around. You've had this foresight of like, man, I didn't want to go there. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's been bad.
Cool, actually.
Yeah, it could have been really bad for everybody.
Well, dude, I'll tell you, and maybe you have kids, maybe you don't. I don't think everybody's supposed to have kids. Like I said,
I agree.
My sister-in-law and her husband, they've decided they're not going that route, and they go back and forth. It breaks their heart sometimes, and other times they're at peace with it. And I like if that's they're just trying to be as candid with themselves as they can be, and I support them so much. It's a big level of maturity. But I will say this for me: I wouldn't be married without my boys. My boys didn't save my marriage. My boys helped me hold my wife in perspective when I didn't want to. I don't know if that makes any sense, but they definitely did. And my boys made me want to be alive when I didn't want to, because that's something I've struggled with a lot myself personally.
Mm-hmm.
My boys, just so much. Like, I needed to have kids for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know that they needed me, but goddamn, I needed them so much. But that's not everybody, right? It's not everybody. So I don't know. It's such a cool conversation to have honestly.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I hope you have kids. The world could use more Chris's.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Some gaba-girth, self-brown nosing.
Flexibility is super underrated. Without it, Yeah.
When was the last time you went to the circus for free to see a contortionist?
And you don't. That's the thing.
You don't. What I'm saying is the public obviously values this trait.
It's needed.
But I'm going to ask one more time, and then we'll just move right on to my last question. Most devastating thing that ever happened in your life.
Thought I just fucking answered that. The camera
You've been back and forth. You've been back and forth.
The camera went down. We talked about a whole bunch. Aiden, I don't even remember.
Aiden, don't listen to Chris. If he fires you, I'm firing Chris.
I can't fire him. He's your dude.
That's the fucking point.
He's your
I'll
guy.
rehire. I'll hire Aiden on the outside. We'll go black market.
Whoa.
Don't you fucking come here right now. This dude has earned it.
I know.
You got to
understand. One saying that, not me. I never brought that up. You brought it up, not me.
I will go outside. I will PayPal him. No.
Aiden, you're good. I can't fire you.
Last chance, though. Most devastating thing. People need to hear it. Got to be real. Got to be raw. I want you to cry. You don't have to cry, but...
The most devastating thing that happened to me is coming on here and not knowing what to say about the devastating thing.
Well, now you know, because dude, if you're down for it, I definitely want to have you back again. I'm probably not going to ask you that question again, but I'm going to find ways to ask.
Well, what I'll do is I'll consider that in the back of my mind for a while, and I'll wake up one night in the middle of the night and be like, that was it. And then what I'll do is I'll probably open up my phone and take a video and send it to you, and then you can figure out a way to crop it in.
We probably won't crop it in, but
it'll be its own episode.
As friends, we can have a conversation, because next time you come on, if you want to come on again,
sure.
I'm going to it's going to be different questions, but I'm going to find ways to ask questions that make your balls feel like they're cold when they're not. You get what I'm saying?
Balls cold, not. Yeah, I entirely.
I just want them to shrivel, shrink, hide.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know, dude. I want to get the real bit, and I want people to see. I feel like the biggest reason people fail at business is because they go into it with the wrong expectation what being an entrepreneur is, or what being successful is.
Yeah, biggest reason, you got to eat shit for a long time. I think everybody thinks that they're going to come in and just crush it right away, and you got to eat shit. Now, some people don't. Some people, they get lucky or whatever, or they're handed something that but. In reality, and those people, they're missing out on the good stuff anyway, because if you don't go through the bad, then you can't really experience the good, and you're not a true entrepreneur until you've gotten your fucking teeth kicked in every day for 10 years. That was just me. At least a year, 2 years where you got to eat shit, and you got to skip meals, and you got to maybe worried about not being able to pay your rent, and you got to worry about not being able to pay your employees, but somehow you make it work, right? I think we've all been there before. And, if you have not experienced that, then I don't think you can call yourself an entrepreneur.
Dude.
It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
That's the whole point of this podcast, is to see all the sides of business, not the dark side, not the light side, all the sides. I want people to get to know, people who are actually doing something significant.
We're talking about piss and vinegar.
Dude, that's it. It's piss and vinegar. Piss and vinegar.
Piss.
So, last question, dude. I'm gonna quit beating you up on the black-hearted soul stuff.
Sure.
Last question, and then if you want to talk some more, we can talk some more. Wrap it into the podcast. If you want to wrap it up, let's wrap it up.
All right.
And go watch your Angels game. If you knew, like I know, this podcast is in front of 4 people. 3 of them are my wife.
Yep.
Well, let's be honest. I'm raising Jensen. I'm raising Jameson. One's my wife. One's each of my boys. They're young, but yeah, they hear all the words. And that's how they get to know there's a time and a place.
Mm-hmm.
But If this podcast, 8 billion people on the planet, if somehow by some miracle tomorrow was in front of 6 billion people.
Yeah.
What one thing could you leave or would you want to leave if what you really want to do is create an impact? If you wanted to not be a piece of shit and you wanted to just create some kind of an impact, what one thing would you tell those 6 billion people or those 6 people or whatever? It doesn't matter the number. It's the impact that matters. What is it?
Easy. That's an easy one, is to stop, realize that no one gives a shit about you. And hold on, let me back this up. Too many people don't do things because they worry that other people are going to judge them, right? They worry about, like, I didn't go out and do this because I was afraid that somebody was going to make fun of me, or I was afraid that, that they were going to think I was stupid, or I was afraid that it was going to be bad. Well, in the beginning, you're going to be fucking bad no matter what it is. But what most people don't realize, and this took me a really long reason to figure out, people only care about themselves at the end of the day. So you can go out there and look as stupid as you want to fucking look, and people may point and laugh for about 30 seconds or 10 seconds or 5 seconds or maybe a minute if they're really focused on you. Then after that, they're going to forget all fucking about it, and they're going to go back to living their selfish fucking lives. And we are the same exact way, Carson. It's not just, I'm not sitting here trying to shit on other people and be holier than thou, but at the end of the day, too many things don't get done. Too many things don't get accomplished because people are afraid of what others are going to think about them. And the sooner that they realize that people really don't give a fuck, right? Just go do it. And then, if it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But take your shot. That's easy. That was an easy one.
That's so crazy to me that that's the easiest question of the whole day. But I mean, it makes sense, dude. Yeah, you froze. What the hell's up?
Hold on. Froze again. All right, now I'm back. I'm on the other.
Hey, he's back, just so we can, all right, this has been Chris Kille. Look at you smiling like some it clown in a gutter.
Clown in a gutter. Okay.
Gross ass. No, Chris, dude, I appreciate you. If folks wanted to tune into you, where would they go?
I don't have anything out. I mean, it's just my Instagram or my Facebook. So
what's your handle?
Not Chris Kille.
Not Chris Kille. Kille?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Not Chris Kille. Dude, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you too. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for tuning into the A2C podcast today. I appreciate you joining me on this unfiltered journey into the minds of remarkable people. I hope you enjoyed the candid conversations, the authenticity, and the insights shared. Remember, this is an ad-free podcast, so your support in sharing this with others, well, it means the world to me. If you want to stay connected with me and the podcast and be the first to know about our upcoming guests and episodes, follow me, the podcast, whatever, on social media, A2C Podcast on Facebook, and we'll get our Instagram and everything else set up. At cporter389 is my own personal stuff on all platforms. Your feedback, your ideas, they're invaluable to me. Drop me a message, drop the podcast a message, share your thoughts, let me know who you'd like to hear from next. Together, we're on this mission to explore all the facts of success and life, but be candid as hell about it. So I appreciate you. Come find me, come follow me, and let's do some awesome things together. Appreciate y'all.